Tonight on Evening Magazine. She's known around the world as the Queen of Color, and that's why everyone wants to know.
So what color should I paint my living room walls?
Tonight, the answer and her color forecast for the future. Bargain vintage finds in the coolest trailer park around on tonight's Thrifting Thursday. It's a walking tour of Fremont. Even the guides aren't sure what you'll see next. Twins born no bigger than a Beanie Baby, struggling for life. Wait till you see what they're doing now. What's it like to kiss Spider-Man?
It was gross and yucky. You understand.
Yeah.
Our junior reporter interviews actress Emma Stone.
And we are in Ballard at Secret Garden Books for day 4 of our guest host week. He is an author with a brand new book out, but most people know him as the winningest contestant in game show history, Ken Jennings.
Kim.
Good to see
Thanks
you.
for having me.
This is a very comfortable situation we have at the kid table here.
I feel like I'm in like Frodo's house or something. Like, it's so tiny.
I know it is, but this is where people are going to check out your latest. You have a whole series of kids' books, and your latest one is out now.
I do.
Trivia related for kids?
Yes, amazing facts for nerdy little kids, future Jeopardy geniuses.
All right, let me ask you if you know this nerdy fact. Okay. What is the color of 2014?
There's a color of 2014?
He doesn't know the answer to
Taupe.
your question.
Is it taupe?
It's not taupe. You know who does know? A woman who lives on Bainbridge Island, because it is her job to decide what the color is.
Wow, here's Jim with the story.
Look around and you see it. A world of reds, greens, blues. Made even brighter by the Queen of Color, Lee Eisman.
You know, I love all color
Every shade from brick red, the color of Lee's dining room,
because it speaks of good appetite. It is an appetite stimulant.
to periwinkle blue in her bedroom.
And I can't imagine ever having a bedroom that's not periwinkle, because it's the happiest of all blues.
Lee calls Bainbridge Island home, but is well known by companies around the world as the international guru of color.
There's a psychology of color that works in the marketplace, and essentially that's what I do, help companies reach a decision about what colors are the proper colors to use.
Lee won't name all the businesses she consults. That would be revealing trade secrets. But she can talk about her top job at the gold standard in design, Pantone.
And I think that anybody in the color world knows Pantone. And through Pantone, I work on forecasts that then impact all other industries.
It takes a keen eye to do what Lee does. She constantly travels the world looking for the next color of the year.
Now, I'm always quick to tell people, we are not here to dictate the color. That's not what it's about.
But when Lee picks a color, most likely it will dominate the marketplace. In 2012, it was Tangerine Tango. 2013, Emerald Green. And this year, Radiant Orchid.
Radiant Orchid is a color that embodies some of the mystery of purple. It's a very creative color, but we're starting to see the color in things like coffee makers in unexpected places. So I think that the influence of the color of the year is huge.
What Lee sees on the streets or in nature colors our world, and that's why she's always asked this question.
So what color should I paint my living room walls?
There's no easy answer, but Lee does have a suggestion for anyone living in the Northwest.
If you are inclined to get depressed on gray days, I would suggest, as I always suggest, and I've obviously used it in my own home, is to paint the walls in some warm color, because if you use a color like yellow or apricot or something that has a warm yellow undertone, some warmth to it, that triggers the mind to think that there is sunlight out there.
As a color forecaster, Lee predicts brighter days ahead
That's always what we're after.
and a year where Radiant Orchid reigns.
Now, Lee hasn't picked a color for 2015 yet, but she has written several books and gives color workshops.
Interesting. Speaking of books.
Nice.
Was that a good segue?
Look at that. TV Pro.
Yes, you have a new book out right here. This is part of a 3-part series for kids.
Yeah, this is the third book in an ongoing series of just amazing facts about stuff kids are into, like Greek mythology or maps. This time it's the presidents.
Right. And so to get them more interested in it, they can actually come meet you next week?
Oh yeah, I'm doing an event at the Seattle Public Library downtown, 7 o'clock Monday, May 5th. So yeah, come down, say hi. I'm going to talk, tell some jokes, sign books. get kids to join in my trivia army.
Awesome. So here's a trivia question. How large is a large pizza?
Seems like it depends on the place, right?
I think you're right.
16 inches? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's even higher at a place called Italian Family Pizza in Seattle. Michael King is at the corner of First and Seneca with proof.
Now, your standard pizza box is about yay big, but here, a large pizza is a large pizza.
And you can hear it crunching as she cuts it. That's how you know.
The place is called Italian Family Pizza, and this will feed an entire family.
I wanted the word family in there because that's who we are.
It's a rare meal that makes a little girl pump her arms and say, yes. Stephen and Jen Colozzi run the joint.
Good job, Mama. Go.
And it is a joint, but in a good way.
Forgive us a little bit for the decor, but I assure you, when the pie comes out, I'm giving you the best pie that you may eat.
It's good pizza, and it makes me not have to go back to New York to get really, really good pizza.
Bigger may or may not be better, but if bigger is also better tasting, now you're talking.
See the bubble right there? That's from the dough.
It's all about the secret crust, which is so good, one of their top sellers is called a tomato pie. Just crust and sauce, nothing else. Stephen learned everything he knows from his grandma Russo.
When they said you do it this way, and it was, you know, why? And it was just like, we just shut up and do it this way? All right, this is Andreas.
Here, you're not an order number, you're a name.
I got flour on your back. I did that because I love Joe. It's for Samantha. Samantha, thanks. Hey, Louise, I'm just glad you came down. I'm glad you came down. Thank you.
And though Italian Family Pizza is just months old, it feels like it's been here forever.
So we're just doing what we were taught and bringing it here, and they're loving it. Bingo. We got a good pie going out.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Hey, you'll like it even better when you get the bill.
Are you getting my shot?
Yeah, it was sort of all about me right now. You know, a large cheese pizza, it'll feed 4 to 6 people, and it's only $24 there.
4 to 6 people? It looked like those people eat a lot of pizza.
Yeah, 4 to 6 very hungry people.
Ravenous.
The not-so-typical walking tour, later. And the Georgetown Trailer Park Mall, after this.
Welcome back to Evening Magazine. We are in Ballard tonight at Secret Garden Books, an awesome independent bookstore. And I am alongside guest host, author, and Jeopardy champion, Ken Jennings. Thanks for being with us.
It's a pleasure.
To win Jeopardy, it seems like you have to know a lot about everything, especially if you've won 74 times. But what is a subject that you know nothing about?
I would say my trivia kryptonite. I'll admit to you.
Okay.
I feel safe here as a safe
Okay, you guys
space.
plug your ears because he doesn't want you to know.
Country music.
Really?
Nothing about country.
Okay.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
A little bit punk rock and roll.
Yeah, very punk.
I don't know much about a lot of things, but one thing that I do know a lot about is how to save money through shopping resale. And this week we are going to show you how you can do it at, of all places, a trailer park in Georgetown.
It's our destination for this week's Thrifting Thursday.
Of all the malls in the world,
there's no place like this.
This is the Georgetown Trailer Park Mall. Beneath the flight path, tucked back in a parking lot, clothing and art and all types of sundries are displayed on immobilized wheels, vintage ones.
They're all aluminum from the 50s, 60s, I think maybe one from the early 70s.
A collection of vendors.
The name of my shop is Modern Mystics.
All unique.
We specialize in vintage, barware.
Well priced.
My name is Tiff and I own the Beaver's Den Vintage.
And unexpected.
If it's pretty, we have it. My favorite things are staplers and flippers.
Things kind of just move through here. You never really know. Right now I have a collection of beakers. I like science.
Inside the make-believe trailer, local art is sold and created. Snarky cards aren't safe for TV, but they're hilarious and one of a kind, part of a carefully curated collection you won't find elsewhere.
I don't think so.
There's so much great art and you just want to spend a lot of money, but it's really not that expensive.
Everything you never knew you needed or wanted for pretty amazing prices.
There are definitely deals to be had.
Yeah, check this gorgeous black vintage dress
$10. These cups from my childhood are $1 each. $18.
I've been looking for toy sewing machines. Well, they're like $150, $200, and I don't know if I want to collect them that bad. So she had it there in the case, the little original case, for $30. So I said, that's mine. That was the end of that.
And the prices aren't always firm. The more you buy, the more they're willing to negotiate. There is one thing here that's not on the table, though.
The trailers are not for sale, no.
But the experience is free, and that alone is reason to come.
It reminds them of being in their great aunt's house or their mom or grandparents' house. So really, I am in the business of nostalgia.
What's it like to kiss Spider-Man?
It was gross and yucky. You understand.
Yeah.
Our junior reporter finds out later. And two mighty miracles when we come back.
Welcome back to the show tonight. We are in Ballard and we had to come outside because this weather is ridiculous.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Seattle in May.
The best.
You can't miss.
No.
Let's say you wanted to take a walk on a day like this.
Yes, who wouldn't?
And you wanted to walk to Fremont.
Okay, let's
There's
say that.
a new way starting today you can do that.
That's right. It's a not so typical walking tour. Here's Jimmy.
In a place proudly known for being a bit off, it's fitting that its neighborhood tour is led by a guy with a rocket on his head.
You're in Fremont. You don't have to be sure of anything around here. Are you a princess riding a unicorn?
For 3 years now, Mark the Rocket Man Yukelson has been celebrating Fremont's public art through history on his unique walking tour.
Follow me, I'll go slow. We start the tour with the sculpture Late for the Inner Urban. Now, this sculpture is cast in bronze, and it was created by an artist named Kevin Patel. The sculpture Waiting for the Inner Urban was installed in 1979.
Not only does Mark give a history lesson about each piece of art, he gets total strangers to join in.
We're doing an art attack. Could you read our sign?
Or not.
Thank you. It was initially designed as a test ballistic missile in the late 1950s. What's your name?
Walter.
Walter, where are you from?
New York.
Walter from New York. Have you ever fired a rocket? I don't even know what's going to happen, but I know that each time I do it, it's very entertaining. 3, 2, 1. Pull it down hard. All right, let it go, let it go.
The tour takes about 90 minutes and covers a half a mile.
Everybody come this way. The sculpture took 10 years to build. It's 7 tons. It's 16 feet tall. The troll was put up in 1990. And before it was there, it was like a garbage dump of the neighborhood.
Mark's tour of Fremont may not go far, but he knows you don't have to walk a great distance in order to change your perspective.
I love when I see people play with strangers and the strangers respond. It's a very magic thing to watch. So thank you again and enjoy the pretty day.
If you want to take the Funky Fremont tour, you're in luck. The new season starts today.
You liked saying funky Fremont.
It's fun to say.
It is fun to say.
Funky Fremont.
Well, next Tuesday, the weather is not supposed to be as nice as it is today. So maybe not a great day to take a walk, but it is a great day to think about giving, because if you donate money to 1,600 nonprofits in our area, it's going to go a long way. This is called Give Big.
Tonight, we continue our evening magazine countdown by introducing you to organizations that can benefit from your help. Here's Saint.
I got lots of them.
Visit the Cinconas household on a rainy afternoon, and you'll get a double dose of talent
This one is with
from two great minds who think alike.
Yeah, they're identical twins, but they're really like two halves of one person, which is fascinating to watch.
It's miraculous what 7-year-old brothers Ethan and Aiden can do.
We had absolutely no reason to think that this could happen to us, and one day I was 24 weeks pregnant, and it did.
It's October 2006. Jen suddenly goes into labor and gives birth to Aiden and Ethan by emergency C-section. Her premature twins arrive struggling for life.
At 24 weeks, I mean, their eyes were fused shut, and some of the features weren't really there yet. They just did not look like a baby, and it's not natural.
Born 3 months early, the boys weigh just over 1 pound each.
At 6 weeks, the exact size of a Beanie Baby.
So small, doll-sized hats and diapers drape their underdeveloped bodies.
these little tiny Pampers.
With hearts and lungs no bigger than a thumbnail, there's little hope Aiden and Ethan will survive. But Dr. Manish Batra and his team at Seattle Children's do everything they can to save the infants.
It's like mountains and valleys. It's up and down, up and down.
It takes 6 months of intensive care before the boys are strong enough to go home.
I don't really know what a miracle is, but I think that's as close as you can get to a miracle.
These are the little...
Miraculous also describes the next chapter of Ethan and Aiden's life.
Yeah, Mommy.
Nobody expected them to attend school like regular kids.
Their prognosis was that they would have severe learning disabilities, that they would be very behind, that they probably never would go to regular school.
But they did. Today, the twins are energetic first graders, still defying the odds.
Socially, they are a little bit behind, but intellectually, they actually are so far ahead.
And that's mine. See, that's mine.
Aiden's very much the storyteller. His art is amazing.
As for brother Ethan,
Africa.
he tested on the genius level at school.
What we didn't expect is that he's actually able to all of a sudden start learning 15 languages.
15 and counting.
Japanese, Chinese.
Add in the artistic talents of twin brother Aiden.
It's pretty.
And you get two mighty miracles who continue to grow in amazing ways.
They're going to go so far in this life. I can't wait to see where they're at, 10 years, 20 years from now.
After her experience, Jen became a member of the Tiny Footprints Guild at Seattle Children's.
Later this month, the Guild is hosting their annual dinner and auction. Buy a ticket, enjoy a festive evening, and you'll help support research for premature births.
The Spider-Man interview takes a turn after this.
Welcome back to the show. We are in beautiful Ballard. I'm Ken Jennings, and Kim's here as well still.
I'm here too. Hey, in addition to being a trivia king and an author, you're also a comic book fan?
Way to stereotype the nerds. Oh, you must be into comic books.
You're totally into comic books.
I'm totally into comic books.
How about Spider-Man? What are your feelings on Spider-Man?
I loved Spider-Man. Like, he was as a kid, he was my first superhero because he was on Electric Company, you know, fighting the grammar-based supervillains.
I remember that. Well, my son is also really into Spider-Man, and so when the time came for me to interview the cast of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I asked him for help.
Well, after people see this interview, I think you might be out of a job, Kim.
Before an interview, it's important to show your credentials. These are my son Miller's.
I'm embarrassed now.
A student of web slinging since he was a toddler.
That is out of control. That's so cute.
Emma Stone sees nothing wrong with embracing Spider-Man mythology. This is her second time playing the brilliant future scientist Gwen Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, and her first time being interviewed by an 8-year-old.
Are you good at math and science in real life too?
No. I'm really, really bad at math though. Science I can get my head around a little bit. I find it interesting, but it's like, if you asked me to subtract something right now, I would have a hard time.
Is there another character in the movie you think it would be fun to play?
I think it would be kind of fun to be the Green Goblin. Just because he's so scary, and I've never gotten to play a villain like that before, so I think that would be kind of fun.
What do you think you did best in the movie?
Everything. I think I pretty much nailed all of it. Don't you agree? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did you like superheroes when you were growing up?
I really liked, have you ever seen Beetlejuice?
No, not yet.
Someday you're gonna watch Beetlejuice. He was one of my superheroes, Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
But he's sort of like a creepy underworld guy, so he's not really a superhero.
Was it hard to kiss Andrew Garfield?
It was super hard. It was gross and yucky. You understand.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love you. Don't hate me.
I think that's all, yeah.
Do you want to play the gummy bear taste test?
Sure.
Okay. Ready? Close your eyes. Reach into the bowl. Okay, put it in your mouth. Now try to guess what color it is.
This is a tough one.
I know.
I'm guessing yellow.
Nope.
Ah.
It's green.
Ah!
You want to try again?
Sure.
Keep them closed. Hold it up. Okay, go.
Red?
Yes! You got it! High five. That was awesome.
Miller thinks the movie is really awesome too and says everyone should go see it.
Thank you for the interview. That was really fun.
Hey, thank you so much, Ken Jennings, for being our guest host tonight.
It was a pleasure hanging out. Ballard, Kim Holcomb, what could be better?
Hey, don't miss our show tomorrow night because our guest host is a woman who has perfected the art of song dedications on the radio.
The iHeartRadio Awards are up next on NBC. Good night from Ballard.
Good night. Cheers.